we have two types of oregano. The one on my right is not flowering, it's more prostrate and easily harvested in this type of situation, but this one on my left is already blooming. And so you're thinking, well, can I harvest that? Well, yeah, you definitely can. You know, it's a little bit challenging because you probably don't want dried flowers in your dried leaves when you get to that point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some of these off, and then I'm going to cut the flowers off so you won't have to deal with that later when they're dry. Oregano is a great plant. It smells so good. It's good in pizza and all kind of wonderful dishes. Okay, here we go. Ooh, it smells good. Well, we got these, and you see I've got a bunch. Well, actually, if I cut all the flowers off, I'm not going to have any foliage. So maybe I need to get a few more here. Yeah, that's a little better. So we'll have some to try. So, okay, I'm going to cut these big old flower heads off. And let's see what we got left. Scissors sometimes work better than these nippers. There we go. Now we got a good little bunch of oregano. And we're going to have a good little pile of dry leaves when we get to that point. Then I'm going to take a rubber band and pull it around the stems to hold them real secure as they dry so the stems won't fall out of the rubber band. If you did that with a string or some rope or something, they might fall down as the stems shrink. So now you're ready to hang this up in a dark, hot place, and before long you'll be ready to get your little dry leaves and start cooking. Our oregano is ready to be taken off a stem and put in a container for storage. It's good and dry. It's been in a hot, dry, and dark place. And we removed the blooms when we took it out of the garden. This one was blooming, so we went ahead and cut those blooms off. So now we're ready to just strip the leaves off the stems. And it's real easy to do when it's good, crispy, dry. And try not to mash up the leaves too much, because if you notice, it smells really good, and when you're crushing them up, you're releasing all of those volatile oils into the atmosphere, and they're not in the leaves anymore. So try to keep the leaves fairly intact when you strip them off. So we just keep pulling the leaves off. And in milder climates, oregano can stay fairly evergreen through the winter. I think it's classified more like a semi-evergreen, depending on what climatic zone you're in. Here where we live, it can look sort of bad in the wintertime, but you probably could still do a little harvesting. So here we go. We got a good little bunch of leaves here. And I'm doing pretty good trying to keep them fairly intact. Now we're going to use a nice little pretty decorative jar. You can use old herb or spice jars, whatever you have. Just make sure it's got a real tight fitting lid. And then you're ready to cook some spaghetti or whatever, pizza. So here we go. Needs to be airtight, good tight lid, and a dry place, cool place, out of the sun.
Thanks for watching. We have other quick tips. Just subscribe below.